For the record, I must keep it straight here. For the local newspaper getting bias, in some sense, understandable, not justifiable. I repeat, it is understandable but not justifiable. Why I do say that this is understandable? Because they are in that conflict situation. But what will you explain the national media who's sitting in Delhi, in Chennai, what stake do they have to be part of the conflict? The Home Minister says on the floor of the Parliament that the CM is cooperating. What does that mean? Jo kahega, wo karega. Wahi cooperation hota hai kya nahi? So who's calling the shot? Is it our own representative who swear by Indian Constitution as MLAs and ministers? Are they in charge of it? Or is it New Delhi in charge of it? Or is there a jugalbandi between these two and creating a confusion so that this violence can continue? We are caught not only in violence but in these confusions, saying something, doing something else, and we keep on waiting. And then you say, solve the problem yourself. Is it anti-national to ask this question? Is it a rightful question that a citizen, thinking citizen, must be asking this? Begin asking these questions. It's too much. 4 months. Look at those people. I have seen one guy who was talking from a relief camp. It hits here. He says he wants to commit suicide. You and I can go back after this meeting and sleep in a proper place. We'll not miss our dinners. There are thousands of them, 60, 70,000 people without homes in Manipur now. What do we do about this? If I believe that the ice can be broken, if the Prime Minister, for instance, order all his MLAs to come to Delhi and talk, whichever community you come from, do you think that if the Prime Minister's called these MLAs, they will not come? Let them sit in a room, talk. Don't throw this solution to the people. The government must take the initiative, and please do this. Otherwise, this mayhem will linger on for a long time. Don't threaten that, you will lose lives and a lot of Meitei women will be killed. I think, I must say that, I have to say something that I hold it very firmly. Manipur is not Kashmir. Lot of people will die if you try to make a muscle flexing approach. And those people will be Meitei, and majority of them will be our women. And if that bloodshed happen, the consequence of that one for the days to come will neither be good for India nor for that part of the countries. Remember, there are Meiteis outside the state of Manipur. So please do not take people for granted. We as a citizen must ask critical questions. The state must come in, impose its writ, do justice to people who have grievances. At the same time, I also appeal to people of my tribe who are called academics not to indulge in propagandist hate speeches. Check, don't tell lies. Whatever I say, it's not that it's gospel truth. There could be mistakes. But I believe that so far what I've been saying is two things. That to understand the collective good for all of us, state must take responsibility squarely, and we must remember that we can't keep fighting, and enough of bloodshed has already happened. It's time, I want to see from the other camp as well, intellectuals speaking up for peace and dialogue, rather than accusings and hoping that certain kind of sectarian project will be fulfilled by indulging in violence. That's the only thing that they must realize. And for Meiteis, please remember, when your forefathers were doing satyagraha and peaceful demonstration for statehood, There was violence in Nagaland, Naga Hills, and a state was created as if violence pays in this country. Do not repeat the similar kind of thing. By simply indulging in violence, you will fulfill some demand. You should not encourage violence. And that is one message that I want to give through this. For the rest of us, especially from outside my home state, please ask critical questions. Please question these institutions like media houses in the government of India, not to be silent spectator or take sides or partisan positions on this conflict. Because if you believe that Manipuris are part of this country, then you should be equally worried that such a thing which has never happened in this country, why it has been allowed to linger on for so long. The day you started asking, you are doing a good service to yourself as a citizen of this country. Thank you all.